Hello everybody, I got the cops behind me. We gonna see what they want.
Is there a reason you failed to stop back when I was trying to pull you over?
No, I didn't see you back there until you started doing your thing.
Yeah, and that was, what, 6-7 blocks ago?
Okay, and then when I did notice you, I wanted to make sure I was in a good spot to stop in a public place where eyes and witnesses can also see the stop.
I understand, sir.
Right.
All right, sir, go ahead and turn the vehicle off.
What am I being stopped for, first of all?
What's that?
Officer, name and badge, please.
No. Get out.
Okay. Wait.
I think,
are you violating my rights?
I am not, sir.
You're not? Are you sure?
I'm legally allowed to get you out of the car.
Step out of the vehicle.
Okay. All right. Wait. Don't touch me. I'm not under arrest. Do not touch me. I'm not under arrest, correct?
Get out of the vehicle.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
All right. Now, let me get out. Wait a second. Don't
tense up on this dude.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Peeps, and today's video involves the Phoenix Police Department. You need to hear this if you're concerned about civil rights. After an extensive and thorough investigation, the Justice Department has uncovered significant civil rights violations committed by the Phoenix Police Department and the City of Phoenix. These findings highlight a pattern of misconduct and systemic issues that have been ongoing for years, affecting countless individuals and communities. The report calls for immediate reforms and accountability to address these serious concerns and restore public trust.
I do not consent to a search.
We're not searching.
Oh, my arm is already broke, sir. That arm is already injured, sir.
Stop
I broke
resisting.
that arm.
Well, then
that
you
arm,
should not
I
resist.
did not resist anything. It's all on camera.
Tonight, a traffic stop quickly escalates after a man says he was pulled from his car, thrown to the ground by police, and arrested. That video comes just a day after a damning report was released from the Department of Justice that found Phoenix police engaged in a pattern of excessive force and violated civil rights for minority and disadvantaged groups.
June 18th, 2022. Jeffrey Henderson out for an afternoon drive near 19th Avenue in Dunlap.
Hello, everybody. I got the cops behind me. He approached me at a very high rate of speed from behind.
He begins to record.
And at that point, they turned on the lights.
Initially thinking officers were headed to an emergency, he quickly switched lanes, trying to get out of the way. When he realized the lights were for him, he says he drove a few blocks until he found a shopping center.
He approached me calmly at first.
Is there a reason you failed to stop back when I was trying to pull you over?
But it would escalate in a matter of seconds.
What am I being stopped for, first of all?
What's that?
Officer, name and badge, please.
No. Get out.
The Justice Department's investigation found a wide range of systemic problems in the Phoenix Police Department that deprive people of their rights under the Constitution and federal law. These issues include the use of excessive force, illegally detaining and arresting people experiencing homelessness, and violating the free speech and rights of protesters.
My name is Kristen Clark, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Justice, and I am here today to announce the findings of the Justice Department's Civil Rights investigation into the Phoenix Police Department and the City of Phoenix. Based on a comprehensive review, we find that there is reasonable cause to believe that the police department and the city engage in a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. We have also identified violations of the Safe Streets Act, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the Americans with Disabilities Act. Specifically, we found that the Phoenix Police Department and the City of Phoenix engage in a pattern or practice of using excessive force, unlawfully detaining, ticketing, and arresting homeless people, discriminating against Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people in its policing enforcement, violating the rights of people engaged in demonstrations and protests, and discriminating against people with behavioral health disabilities. First, we found that the Phoenix Police Department uses excessive force, often unreasonably escalating the level of force within the very first few minutes or even seconds of an encounter. This behavior includes improper use of tasers, projectiles, leg restraints, police dogs, and even deadly force, including guns and neck restraints and compression restraints. Officers also routinely delay medical aid and employ excessive force on wounded people. The Phoenix Police Department trains officers that escalation is de-escalation, meaning that you could escalate a situation with force, including deadly force, in order to diffuse it, an approach that places community members and the officers themselves at unnecessary risk. The police department not only instructs officers to be proactive in using projectiles, but has adopted a use it or lose it policy, taking the weapons away from officers who did not fire them enough. Second, we found that unhoused people in Phoenix have suffered a pattern of unconstitutional conduct. Homelessness is a challenge in Phoenix and in many cities across the country. Over-policing of the homeless has become a central pillar of the police department's enforcement strategy. In fact, 37% of all of the department's misdemeanor arrests and citations were of homeless people. The criminalization of homelessness has no place in our society today. Third, our investigation found that the police department discriminates against Black, Hispanic, and Native American people in its enforcement activities. Police officers have an obligation to enforce the law fairly and equally, but in Phoenix, officers are disproportionately targeting communities of color. We also found that Phoenix police enforce drug and alcohol offenses more severely against Black, Hispanic, and Native American people than against white people. Data show that Phoenix cites and arrests Black people for marijuana possession at nearly 7 times the rate of white people. For Hispanic people, the rate is more than 3 times higher. And Native American people in Phoenix are 44 times more likely than white people to be cited or arrested for possessing or consuming an alcoholic beverage. Fourth, our investigation found that the Phoenix Police Department violates the rights of people engaged in protected speech, including retaliating against people who criticize the department. For example, following a protest at which officers unloaded canisters of tear gas on peaceful protesters, police department officers circulated a challenge coin, a memento normally used to commemorate moments of valor and pride during service. This challenge coin instead depicted a protester whom an officer shot in the groin with a 40-millimeter impact round. When police officers abuse their power to silence people asserting their constitutional rights to free speech and assembly, it erodes the community's trust in law enforcement.
In its documents, the Justice Department said it has found reasonable cause that Phoenix police have a pattern of conduct that violates citizens' rights. The findings reveal a long-standing dysfunction that's existed within Phoenix's police department, reflecting a lack of effective supervision, training, and accountability of its officers. Community leaders and activists are rallying together, calling for comprehensive reforms and greater transparency. They are advocating for measures that include improved training programs, stricter oversight, and the establishment of independent review boards to hold officers accountable.
The Department of Justice report, as you have undoubtedly read, had specifically Black Americans at the forefront of every negative statistic in the report. This has been an attack against all communities of color, all communities of conscience, but it has been focused, incredibly focused campaign of terror and pain, particularly on Black Americans that are residing in the city of Phoenix.
This moment marks a pivotal point for Phoenix. The community's voices are growing louder, demanding change and justice. Their resilience and determination serve as a beacon of hope, signaling that while the road to reform may be challenging, it is not impossible. Together, they are striving to rebuild trust and create a police department that truly serves and protects all its citizens. The journey towards transformation has begun, and the eyes of the nation are watching. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment to keep the conversation going, and smash that like and subscribe button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm push these videos out for others to enjoy and helps grow the channel. See you on the next one. Peeps out.